BS.
Looking for this Easter's very lowest price on bone-in smoked hams? Are you also looking for the lowest price on grade A large eggs? Well, you won't find the prices in that newspaper, because no matter what Albertsons or Kroger advertises, we guarantee you can buy it cheaper at the real superstore. Cheaper than Delchamp's, WINN, DIXIE, and A&P too. Cheaper than Veron's, National, Adrian's. On smoked hams and large eggs, the real superstore is cheaper. Guaranteed.
Hey, you getting ready for summer? I think you should. You do remember hot. Whoa, that's hot. That's why I bought myself a large Mr. Gatti's pizza. And for 99 cents more, I picked up this cool pack. Now that's a cool summer deal. So, when it's 99 degrees outside, I'll just reach for my 99-cent cool pack. Because, you know, some of us have cool, and some don't.
Play 10 to win weeknights on Three's Company. Our sponsor this week is Chungking Chinese Restaurant.
No action reported today in the Gulf of Sidra. Plans are discussed concerning future space shuttle missions. And the governor's trial enters its third day.
Your Noonday Difference with your host, Mike Barra. Gary Arnold with news. And Mark Rowlett with the weather. This is Meet Your Neighbor.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor. I'm Mike Barra. We have $6 in our first telephone call of the day. The news story is the Gulf of Sidra is calm today. Thank heavens for that. We'll have $6 in the first call. Our special guest will be Dan Bloom, who is the chairman of an organization called Coalition. We'll find out more about that, but right now with an update on the international scene, let's go to Gary. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Mike, and hello, Acadianum. Well, all is calm right now in the Gulf of Sidra this afternoon. That's the scene of this week's military clash between the United States and Libya. Chris Kelly has more on the story.
It's been 30 hours now since the last significant action between U.S. and Libyan forces. That occurred early yesterday morning when U.S. jets attacked a Libyan missile patrol boat in the Gulf of Sidra off Benghazi. The Pentagon also says no Libyan missiles have been fired at American planes since Monday afternoon. Officials say they still consider Libyan ships and planes as a threat to the U.S. fleet and will shoot first to avoid being shot at. Although the operation is scheduled to go on until April 1st, officials say it could end before that time. The decision apparently would be made between the fleet commander and top Washington officials. On the other hand, the administration has held open the option of extending the maneuvers in the Gulf of Sidra. But one Pentagon official says if the Libyans don't challenge the U.S. Navy, that could be a factor in calling the operation off.
And the United States is also keeping an eye on another country. The White House says several hundred Nicaraguan troops remain in Honduras today. They crossed the border in pursuit of anti-Sandinista rebels. Spokesman Larry Speaks says other Nicaraguan soldiers amassed on the border but have not crossed into Honduras so far. Well, 6 of the 7 Challenger astronauts have reportedly been identified by NASA. That's according to published reports and some of the families. Meanwhile, NASA has officially rewritten a book on shuttle flight plans in the future. We have that story from Eric Ingberg.
NASA officials say that their watchwords for returning the shuttle to flight will be, play it conservative, play it very safe.
We have lost, I think, some of our perceived credibility, and we must gain that back.
Their plan, put the best talent in the country to work on changing the design of the solid rocket that failed. Go slow. When flying resumes, the first launch will be in daylight in good weather. Landing will be at Edwards Air Force Base in California, considered safer than the runway at the launch site. There will be a complete reassessment of how NASA decides if it's safe to launch. Once necessary changes are made, Truly said, there will be what he called a robust schedule of flights.
The strength of this agency can get us back from this accident, and this agency is not frazzled.
By starting on changes now, even before the President's Commission makes its judgments, NASA gets a head start on restoring public confidence. It also hopes to take at least some of the sting out of a President's Commission report NASA now expects will contain some sharp criticism. Eric Engberg, CBS News, Johnson Space Center.
Back in Acadiana, firemen are still at the scene of a trailer fire near Erath this afternoon. The scenes you're seeing now were shot just from Sky 10 just minutes ago from the blaze that was reported about a half hour ago. The home is located on Highway 339 about 1 mile south of Erath from the Erath Highway. There was one injury reported, and Acadian ambulance rushed that person to the Abbeville General Hospital. Because the fire just occurred, we have no more details, but we'll have an update for you on Newscope at 5 o'clock. Well, Louisiana's unemployment rate is the highest it's been since the state began keeping records. That rate last month was 13.2%. That's 0.3% higher than the previous month. Other state news this afternoon, an unusual accident this morning in Acadiana took the life of a Tennessee man. State police say the victim was killed when an 18-wheeler hit a cow and overturned on Highway 71. The accident occurred near the St. Landry Parish of Oyles Parish borderline around 1:30 this morning. A passenger in the tractor-trailer, William Thomas of Knoxville, Tennessee, was killed. The driver, Wesley Yoth of Straw Plains, Tennessee, was hospitalized with serious injuries. 6 more people were dropped from the list of potential jurors today in the governor's trial in New Orleans. All 6 were let go because serving on a jury would have been too much of a hardship on them. More than 140 people are still left in the jury pool, and the jury selection could take another 2 weeks or even more. That's it for the news this afternoon. Turning now to sports and Rex Moore.
Thanks, Gary. The USL Lady Cajun softball team completed their first weekend of Southland Conference action with a 4-0 record. Now, over those 4 games, USL pitcher Kim Eisnagel had a no-hitter and a 1-hitter. The Cajuns are favorites to win the conference this year, and if they do, you can bet Kim Eisnagel will play a big part.
Record at USL. She's thrown 5 career no-hitters now, and she seems to be on an extreme roll right now. We'll need her because we have a big, big weekend coming up.
I just think about trying to, work the corners and not letting the batter hit.
Okay, the USL football team held another scrimmage-type situation yesterday. Now, that was their final practice before the Easter break. The Cajuns' offense came alive, especially Kerry Salary, who is seen here scoring 1 of his 3 touchdowns. Now, Salary also scored on 2 touchdown passes of 27 and 32 yards. The Cajuns will have 8 more practice sessions prior to the annual Red-White game, which is scheduled for April 12th. The squad will take a break now before returning to practice Tuesday. And finally, good news out of the John Stutz boxing camp in Carencro. Shelton LeBlanc will be fighting on ESPN next month against Freddie Pendleton. Now, Pendleton was a last-minute substitute for LeBlanc when Shelton was too sick to fight Roger Mayweather this past March 12th. Pendleton subsequently knocked out Mayweather and will now face LeBlanc at the Sahara Hotel in Las Vegas on April the 11th.
Thank you, Rex.
All right.
That's it for the sports and the news, Mike.
Gary, if I can ask Rex a question, is Nelson Stokely kind of leaning to one of his quarterbacks yet, or is it still up for a toss?
He hasn't made a decision yet. He says all of them have an equal shot, and I guess we'll just have to wait till maybe the Red-White game to find out.
Good. Thanks a lot, guys. Let's see what happened on this date in history. Back in 1953, Dr. Jonas Salk announced a new vaccine to immunize people against polio. And back in 1804, the Louisiana Purchase was divided into 2 territories, the territory of Orleans and the District of Louisiana. And in 1979, have got 19079, the Camp David Peace Accords were signed in ceremonies in Washington, D.C. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Now, isn't that the best smoked sausage you ever tasted?
Super, Grandpa. You're a great cook.
Well, it's easy when you're cooking Smoky Hollow. Now, my granddaddy used to smoke his sausage in the old Smokehouse.
That's the way they still make Smoky Hollow taste so good. 100% natural hickory smoked, the old-fashioned way.
Probably why folks around here like it better than the modern kind.
I guess we're all kind of old-fashioned.
Smoky Hollow smoked sausage with great old-fashioned smokehouse taste.
Almost caught me dipping into it already. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Mike.
First of all, Patsy's going to be open for Easter.
That's right, Mike.
Don't worry about cooking and looking for the Easter bunny because it's going to be at Pat's. You've added something new to the crawfish dinner.
Yes, fried crawfish biscuit and fried soft-shell crawfish at the same price.
And the rest of it is the same, and it's also good. And right next to it, of course, is the famous
black and red fish, served with crawfish etouffee.
So where you want to go, you want to cross that bridge in Henderson, and you want to look for Pat Uval's Fisherman's Wharf and Seafood Cafe and enjoy it.
His friends and associates saw him as a family man, successful, hardworking. Only his family knew that his growing misuse of alcohol was destroying him, destroying them all. But they cared enough to seek professional help. Usually, the family must take the first step with a call to Insight of America. That call can begin a wonderful family journey of love, understanding, and recovery. Call Insight for the family's sake.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the weather and see if, Mark, my sister says, you keep asking about Sunday because you don't want the kids inside, you want them all outside. How is the weather going to be for the weekend?
Well, it looks real good for Sunday. Our outlook for the weekend looks very good. Weather, much like we have outside today, is expected this weekend, so good weekend in store for us for all the outdoor activities that you want to do and get the kids out of the house and hunt the eggs out in the yard. Right now, we find a weak cold front across the northern part of Texas up into the midwestern states. This is moving slowly on towards the southeast. We'll likely see this front drifting into the area tomorrow afternoon, really, but the only change it's going to bring us is a shift of our wind to the northeast, and that's about it, and maybe just some slightly cooler temperatures for tomorrow night. But overall, a continuation of our nice weather is expected right on through Sunday, so that's good news. As far as some rainfall, we've been kind of watching our rainfall over the past couple of months, and the rainfall we've received since December 1st for about the past 4 months has been 11.64 inches. What we normally receive during this period of time is 18.45 inches, and you kind of do some subtraction here, and you come up with a deficit of about 6.5 to 6 3/4 inches, 6.81 inches to be exact. So over the past 4 months, or nearly the past 4 months anyway, we're about almost 7 inches behind normal rainfall for this time of the year. So we have been kind of dry, even though we've had rain every now and then. It's something we'll have to kind of watch over the next couple of months because I don't want the ground to be too dry for the plants and all the things in the garden. So we are a little bit behind on our rainfall for this time of the year. Offshore, we look for some pretty nice weather. Partly cloudy skies, east winds around 10 to 15 knots, seas around 2 to 4 feet. And today, sunny skies all day, high around 78, and southeast winds around 5 to 10. Of course, no rain with all the sunny skies outside. We'll have our current conditions and more in just a little bit.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mark. The Romero residents in Youngsville, phone call number 1. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Romero. What's our news story of the day?
Is it the Libyan crisis?
Oh, well, yeah, it's kind of that, but I'm going to have to say no to that. It's the Gulf of Cedra is calm today.
Oh, I see.
Better luck to you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, he was in the right vicinity of the world, but they just had the wrong story. So we'll add another $12 on our next telephone call. Dan Blum is going to be our guest, and we'll be talking about a special coalition formation right after these messages.
Hi, want to try the steak sauce voted best tasting, hands down?
Not really. Would you please go away?
In taste test, Lee and Perrin's steak sauce was best tasting, hands down.
Listen, we're really eating our dinner, so if you don't mind...
You'll love it.
If we try it, will you go away?
I'll go. Tastes thick, huh? Rich, huh? Best, huh?
Yeah. Honey.
I thought you were going.
I'll go.
Leave the bottle.
Leave the bottle.
Lee and Perrin's steak sauce, best tasting, hands down.
New pie in minutes, Mrs. Pie. In minutes, in just 10 minutes.
You've got it made.
Fast in the oven, faster yet in the microwave.
In just 10 minutes, you've got it made.
There's only one pie with this much real fruit and a crust this tender and flaky in its own microwave pan.
New pie in minutes, Mrs. Smith's pie. In minutes, in just 10 minutes, you've got it made.
Yeah. This is the swing set sale of the year. Collins Playland has every swing set reduced just in time for Easter. A complete 6-leg swing set is now just $99.99 with free assembly and free delivery in city limits for 2 weeks only. That's $35 off the regular price. Swing, slide, scooter, lawn swing, all for just $99.99 with free assembly and delivery in city limits. Don't miss the swing set sale of the year going on now through Easter at all Collins Playland locations, both stores in Baton Rouge and Johnston Street in Lafayette.
Spring free with Holiday Rambler and Campers Unlimited in Basile. Now through March 31st, take delivery of a new Holiday Rambler and get $750 to $5,600 in prizes free. Buy a new 85 or 86 Imperial, Presidential, or Lumelite and get $750 to $3,000 in merchandise, or $1,600 to $5,600 in Eastern Airline tickets free. New 85 models sold at dealer cost. Special sale prices on Holiday Ramblers at Campers Unlimited in Basile.
Our guest today is Dan Blum. Dan is the Lafayette chairman for an organization called Coalition of Professional Liability. First of all, Dan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mike.
What are you talking about when you say Coalition on Professional Liability?
Well, Mike, we think there's a crisis in both the pricing and availability of professional liability insurance in the state of Louisiana today. Many insurance companies have withdrawn from writing this type coverage throughout Louisiana, and we believe there are some solutions to that problem.
What is the primary cause? Why has the insurance companies withdrawn there?
Well, insurance rating is based upon predictability. And due to the runaway judgments given in the courts today and settlements, insurance companies, to a very large extent, can no longer predict what their claim payments might be. Consequently, they have done one of two things. They've either withdrawn entirely from the market or increased the price of the product tremendously.
Are you trying to limit the awards damages?
Yes, we have a package of legislation which will be presented to the legislature in this session beginning next month in limiting damages in several areas. What we have done is 8 professional associations in the state of Louisiana excuse me, have banded together to form the Coalition on Professional Liability. We believe that the crisis in part results from the tort recovery system as it exists in the state of Louisiana today, and we have a package of legislation which we think will take care of that problem to a large extent.
Dan, give me a typical example, maybe medical profession. What was the insurance 3 years ago, and what does that same insurance cost today?
Well, Mike, for a dentist, for instance, the figures that I've been given show that for a dentist last year, insurance was available for about $250. In 1 year, there's been a 1,375% increase in premiums. So if that dentist can now buy coverage, he'll pay over $3,000 a year for it. There are only 2 companies presently writing dental malpractice coverage in the state of Louisiana. There are 3 companies writing medical malpractice for other physicians.
It has been said that the insurance companies are saying it's the lawyers who are causing these high awards to be awarded, and the legal attorneys are saying that the insurance companies at one time were taking their premiums and investing in it when insurance rates were high, and they got caught with their pants down. Now they're trying to pick it back up. Somewheres there's got to be a little bit of both into it. How do you explain that?
Well, I think you're right. There is a little bit of both involved there. We are not attempting to be spokespeople for the insurance industry. The insurance companies can speak for themselves. And there's no question but that what we call cash flow underwriting, which has taken place the past few years, has certainly had a detrimental effect on this liability situation. However, we believe that that's a regulatory problem and not a legislative problem. The area that we attempt to attack is a legislative problem, and that's tort reform, and that's the effort that we're going to make in this session.
All right. Very quickly, are you having any open meetings that you would want people to attend?
Yes, we are. We're having a meeting at 5 p.m. this afternoon in Lafayette at the Holodome. The public is welcome. There will be representatives from these 8 professional associations to make statements at that time, and we'll entertain questions.
Good. Dan, I'd like to follow up on that at a later date if you would give us a call and see how things turn out.
Certainly. Thank
you. Dan Blum. Right now, let's go to Stephanie Chris with today's edition of the Noonday Memo. Steph?
Abbeville High Class of 1976 will hold their 10-year reunion in the near future. All former classmates are asked to contact the school for details. Smile Community Action Agency now offers limited transportation service to eligible clients to attend private physicians or medical centers. Call your neighborhood center for details. A spring bedding plant sale will be held to benefit Safety Net for Abused Persons Saturday at New Iberia City Park. Immaculate Heart of Mary will hold a big benefit dance Sunday beginning at 6 p.m. For ticket information, call 235-4618. The Acadiana Beekeepers Association will hold their first open meeting Thursday at 7 at Lafayette City Hall.
Thank you, Steph. Okay, phone call number 2 is incomplete, so we'll add another 6. That'll be $18 on our next telephone call. The news story of the day is the Gulf of Sidra is calm today, and we're happy about that. We'll be talking about Bert Wolf and some special Easter eggs right after these messages.
Does the mere mention of an IRA turn you off? make you wish your daddy was rich? Create anxiety? Or does it make you think self-directed? The IRA from Guarantee Bank is something everyone needs and everyone can afford. At Guarantee, you can open an IRA with that overtime check, with what you don't spend at a couple of sales. You could even start an IRA with some pocket change, or with your next dividend check. The Guarantee IRA, the tax-deferred way to provide gold for your golden years.
The fun, all the shows A to Z and the facts. What's behind what you see, TV Guide, the whole world of TV. That's entertainment. The stars underneath all the glow and the news from the people who know. TV Guide, it's a fabulous show. So buy a TV Guide and read TV Guide. That's entertainment.
Capital Twin Cyclery and Raleigh Bikes have teamed up to offer you savings like never before. For a limited time, Capital Twin Cyclery is offering 6 months no interest with approved credit on all Raleigh bikes in stock. Save $30 on the Raleigh Capri men's and ladies 12 speed, regularly $159.99, now only $129.99. And with no interest, you pay only $22 a month. Save $40 on the men's and ladies 10 speed Raleigh Record. And for the serious bikers, save $100 on the Raleigh Wyoming 12 speed touring bike. Don't miss the great savings with 6 months no interest on all Raleigh bikes, only at Capital Twin Cyclery, 2 locations in Baton Rouge and Johnston Street in Lafayette.
For many centuries, the egg has been the symbol of Easter. Well, today on Burt Wolf, he's going to show us a 3-in-1 egg machine just in time for those leftover hard-boiled eggs. Watch.
Join me for What's Cooking, brought to you by WINN DIXIE, right after this message.
Just when we think everything's under control for the night.
All right, let's go, boy.
It can all break loose. After working all day and half the night, there's nothing like a WD brand sirloin steak from WINN DIXIE. It's always U.S. choice, naturally aged and delicious. We're the beef people. We're WINN DIXIE.
Here are a couple of tips for making hard-boiled eggs. When the egg is in hot water, the heat causes the yolk and the white to expand inside the shell. If too much pressure builds up, the shell will crack. Best way to avoid this is to take an egg piercer and puncture a small hole in the large end of the egg. The heat of the cooking causes the egg white and the egg yolk to expand, and that pushes air out of an air pocket that's in the larger end. The expelling air keeps the shell from cracking. Lower the eggs into simmering water for 12 minutes to cook. When you take them out, run them under cold water to stop the cooking. Peel them as soon as they're cool enough to handle. And it's always easier to peel a hard-boiled egg if you start at the large end. This piece of equipment is called a 3-in-1 egg machine. They can do some rather interesting things to a hard-boiled egg. Place the cooked egg into this holder. Press the cutting tool down, and your egg is sliced into beautiful wedges. Leave the whole egg in the holding cup, and you can use this dart-shaped knife to cut the egg into rosettes. The third part of the tool will cut the egg into thin slices. The entire piece of equipment is dishwasher safe. It has a cover and a hanging hook. The manufacturer's box says that this piece of equipment will give your recipes that extra touch. Just between you and me, I don't think that's much of a yoke. That's What's Cooking for today. I'm Burt Wolf.
You're right, it wasn't much of a yoke. Let's go now to Mark Rowlett with a look at the... What are you standing behind?
Well, it looks like I got a little fog behind me. We had a little patchy ground fog around the area this morning, and looks like this is, well, here in Lafayette. I'm not sure the exact angle, but anyway, I know this is the building in Lafayette, and you can see some of the patchy ground fog we had around this morning. We might see a little bit of that again tomorrow morning. In fact, I had some dense fog around Baton Rouge earlier, but everything has lifted, of course, and skies are fair to partly cloudy over the entire state. Temperatures quite warm around the region. 73 in Alexandria, 73 in Lake Charles, 72 at Leesville, 76 in Lafayette, 73 Intercoastal City, 79 at New Iberia, 74 over at Baton Rouge, and skies mostly sunny across most locations. You are beginning to see a few clouds around Lafayette. We'll see a partly cloudy sky, I think, this afternoon, with partly cloudy skies for the most part to our west, and then some cloudy skies and a few isolated showers around Beaumont past hour, 68 over there. Our barometer in Lafayette right now, 30.34, continues quite high. Relative humidity, 48%, winds light east at around 6 miles per hour. Weak cold front will be moving through the area tomorrow afternoon, but the only effect will be changing our wind direction from the east to the northeast during the afternoon hours, and that's about it. And then maybe a little slightly cooler temperature for tomorrow night, Friday morning, but nothing colder than, say, the upper 40s. So it looks like a continuation of our real nice weather for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We might see an isolated shower for this afternoon and maybe tomorrow afternoon, but overall not any great rain chances in our forecast, so it looks like a continuation of this really wonderful weather that we've had. Satellite picture indicates some clouds. Most of these are high clouds across central Louisiana onto our east. All the organized rain up there in the Midwest and up towards the Great Lakes region along that cold front. And you can see where the rain is, a little narrow band of not much in the way of heavy showers, just some light showers from northern Arkansas up through central Indiana. A few showers again around Beaumont, Port Arthur, down into the Texas coastal waters, but those are generally moving towards the north, and maybe an isolated shower across the western part of Acadiana for this afternoon, but really our rain chances are going to stay quite low for today and tomorrow, and no rain expected for the weekend. Offshore, it looks like some decent weather with partly cloudy skies, east winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas running around 2 to 4 feet. Sunny today, we'll say mostly sunny, high around 78, southeast winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour, and possibly an isolated shower around Lake Charles this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low around 58, light east winds, and no rain expected tonight. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny once again, high around 78, wind shifting to the northeast at around 10 miles per hour, and really not much in the way of rain chances for tomorrow either. And the weekend looks really nice, sunny skies each day with temperatures in the 70s.
That was some wind we were having yesterday afternoon.
Got a little breezy yesterday afternoon, but overall it hasn't been all that windy, at least not as windy as it could be for this time of the year.
I'd have been afraid to trust my kite string.
Well, I tried flying a kite yesterday, and it worked.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Phone call number 3 is complete to the Richard residence in Lafayette. Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Miss Richard. What's our news story of the day?
Gulf of Sidra come today.
You just won yourself $18.
Oh, bless your heart.
Well, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, Miss Betty Richard from Lafayette, winner of $18, $6 on our first call tomorrow. Mark, Gary, and I'll be back right after these messages.
We get seafood right from the Gulf, fresh and natural. And the perfect way to fry it? With fixings fresh and natural, like Luana fish fry, for a crisp, golden crust. And Luana vegetable oil, good and hot, for a flaky, moist inside. C'est si bon. Nothing better. Luana fish fry has a fishing boat on the box, just like Luana oil has a white farmhouse. Luana fish fry and vegetable oil, for perfect fried fish, fresh and natural.
Conn's is making big deals on washers and dryers. Come on.
Come to Conn's Spring Clearance Truckload of Savings Sale. We've made a big factory purchase on famous brand appliances. Buy now and pocket big savings. Save on Whirlpool large capacity washer only $3.39 with matching dryer with extra large lint screen for $2.69.
Want to get the most for your money?
Come to Conn's.
Low prices, brand names, easy financing, and free delivery. It all adds up to award-winning service at Conn's.
Okay, we are back. And, yes to the telltale question, I was all confused about whether the governor or the Gulf of Sidra, but we did have some results from the should we fire on military installations.
That's right, and those results were? You just got them on the phone, sir.
Well, I was going to give you a chance to redeem this up.
Give you the
75% yes said that yes we should, 25% no that we should not.
Yes.
I don't know how much time we have left. 40 seconds. Okay, Mark, give me a 22-second review of the weather.
Overall, some pretty nice weather. Slight chance of an isolated shower for around Lake Charles this afternoon. Otherwise, really a continuation of this really nice weather through the weekend.
Okay, we have at 7 o'clock, right after Three's Company, Fast Times, and for you kids out there, an Easter special, Charlie Brown, the Easter Beagle. And the CBS movie tonight is quite interesting. It's called Sin of Innocence. And you can stay tuned for Eyewitness News at 5, 6, and 10. But if anything happens in an emergency, we'll let you know about it right away. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.
Walt Disney's World on Ice is coming to the Cajun Dome April 23rd through 27th. It's a fantastic celebration of Donald Duck's birthday with the most impressive guest list in the history of the Magic Kingdom. It's a party. It's a show. It's ice skating like you've never seen. As a special treat, the first night's performance is TV 10 Family Night. All tickets, $2 off. Walt Disney's World on Ice, coming to the Cajun Dome April